Hi everyone, my name is Tiani and I'm from Coder. Coder is an AI-powered platform that helps subcontractors, general contractors, and developers streamline construction estimating, takeoffs, and procurement. We believe that the real power lies with the next generation, which makes me especially excited to introduce today's guest, Professor Ming from Vanderbilt University. So without further ado, I will hand it over to Professor Ming to introduce himself.
Hello, my name is Ming, and as Tian just said, I'm a professor at Vanderbilt. My background is in civil engineering, and I'm also a general contractor. I'm also teach at UC Berkeley Extension Campus in a BIM class, and also Mesa Community College in construction management program. At Vanderbilt, I'm teaching for the graduate level construction management program. And through Berkeley, that's how I know about Coder AI because we have a group of talent people graduate from or either going to school at Berkeley or graduate from Berkeley. I'm very excited to work with them. Yes, so about that, since when I developed my curriculum, I we AI we are still in a very early stage of AI, even though it has a lot of application. Construction in general is a traditional career, and a lot of the technology in construction is still requires some time to catch up with tech. And I believe in the future of AI is already here. I have seen the innovation and evolution of Coder AI over the course of 4 months, which is very impressive, and it is here. It is here already, and it will be here to stay, and uh, and and, um, and I just impressed by how much AI helping us with day-to-day jobs. Now there's some personal opinion that I don't think AI will completely replacing
Mm-hmm.
us in terms of QC QA, but it's a great tools. It helped us to reduce a lot of overhead and streamline the process. Um, and the good news is, we only have to teach AI once. We don't have to teach it over and over and over again, which is also my pain point of having working with a lot of outsourcing or offshoring team from, we're talking about Vietnam, China, India, Mexico. Is that every time we either working with a new team or partnering with a new team, we have to start the training process over and again. And I think AI would have to solve some of that problem, not all of them, but um, some of that. Um, and also, I think that um, one of the issue is the cross-platform integration, and I can see some early integration between Coda AI and let's say Revit or Bluebeam, and I
Mm-hmm.
hope to see that continue. But that's also one of the strength of the AI platform like Coda AI is to have those transition or cross platform integration seamless to a lot of our consultant. Now we're dealing with not only design consultant, we're also dealing with contractors, dealing with owners, also operation. Um, interoperability is a big um, issue. Um, that's why we have BIM, right? Building Information Modeling,
Right.
which is the course that I teach at Berkeley Extension. Is that it's not easy when we
Right.
transit from one to another, and then also from design to construction, we have fabrication, and hopefully Code AI will help resolve some of those issues that from the design lab to the field. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Now Beam 360 and also Beam, also Revit has already resolved some of those problems. So I'm very excited to see how AI gonna help us. Um, I guess make our life easier, and I believe in that totally 100%. Yeah, and this very important point. Let's say 30 years ago, right? I mean, let's go back to the history of drafting and construction technology, right? I remember
Right.
my dad is an architect in Vietnam, I remember, he works with a lot of drafter who manually drafted. And in around the 90s, right, they start shifting that to computer, SCAD,
Right.
computer aided drafting, which helped them a lot. And I remember when they have to render, let's say a concept, it takes them like 2 or 3 days for the machine to processing. And now we're talking about, even with AI rendering, we're talking about like 5 seconds on the cloud, right? So we don't
Right.
need the computer power because it's somewhere in the cloud. So that's one of the thing. So, anyways, now with the advancement of technology, I really emphasize um, for my student to be comfortable with that, because I remember when I was in school, I started learning CAD, right, learning Beam. Uh, the learning curve is huge, and even my professor, they are not super efficient, with the drafting, because at the end of the day, they're not drafter, they engineer. Um, they have other more important stuff to do. So a lot of those learning happen on the job or as we go, and over the course of 10 years. um, I just become more efficient, but I'm still not a pro with that. But I guess I can go back with my day. So I want the student to understand that it's okay to be uncomfortable with the learning,
Mm-hmm.
but they need to learn how to learn, and how to navigate through the software, the platform, and by offering them the opportunity to learn about those technology early in school. When they go out in the world, in the real world, they don't have a lot of um, hesitation, a lot of fear to tackle those, or to learn about the new software platform
Mm-hmm.
like Coder AI, like Bluebeam. But by teaching them in school, we kind of help them to get a head started comparing to a lot of other
Right.
who wouldn't learn on the job. So it takes some times while they're on the job to learn it. Now, by teaching them early, they are prepared for the real world, and that's kind of one of the emphasis that I implemented in my
Mm-hmm.
curriculum, design
Amazing.
curriculum, that I believe it is very important. Yeah, it's comparing to 10 years ago, we don't know and what AI is about, right? I mean, I never got taught what AI is, but during
Mm-hmm.
that early day in school, we already have machine learning, right?
Right.
So AI is just maybe another step of that, where it's really intelligent, it's really smart. But I believe the student need to be comfortable with having the tools to assist them, which
Right.
who are also very smart, very capable of learning, and and they need to be able to navigate through it instead of fearing it take over their job because it's already here. If
Yeah.
they don't know how to use AI to help them, somebody else will, and somebody will be more competitive, more prepared, and that's only that's it's okay not to know about it, but it's not okay not to willing to learn and adapt, because then um, they wouldn't be behind with the workforce.
Right.
So I really hope that they learn about AI early on, and at least know what it is about
Mm-hmm.
and how to navigate through it, how to make their life a little easier. Even my professor now, they use ChatGPT every day for a lot of things. So I mean, we're talking about a little bit older generation, right? So they already
Right.
adapted. So why as we are the new generation, younger generation, the future of the world, I guess we need to adapt it, and,
Exactly.
and 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 be more competitive, and really use that to our advantage. Yeah, so it's very it's very random that I heard about Coda AI is through one of the professor at Berkeley who reached out and said, "Hey, we have one of the the new AI that Berkeley developed and backed," and I just reached out to your um. So I think that's how I know about Coda AI. I always know that I need to have Coda AI in my classroom, and when I reach out to you guys are very open to help, which is very important because not a lot of um, not a lot of other startup or AI startup willing to, because they feel like this is a proprietary. There would be some trade secret, which I don't disagree. But I'm using this for educational purpose, and I think it's important for the student to have the interaction with the founder, the developers, so they know what really happening behind the scenes. Um, so that's really the most important factor, right? Oh, I mean, the student excited, they very. I think you guys come and speak to my class once, and so they are very excited, to have a chance to learn what AI is about. And it's still a buzzword, it's still get a lot of attention, attraction, but nobody really understand what it is. So by giving them this chance of learning about code AI and learning about AI in construction is helping them understanding. And by understanding, I hope that eventually they could take advantage of this opportunity. Um, my feedback always been positive. Obviously, we all know that there's a lot of things that we need to improve, but um, the first the first step of tackle a problem is to know where we have a problem, and by
Right.
us or by me giving the student a chance to explore the software, they can also tell me or inform me that, hey, we need to work on this. We should tell the developer that, okay, we have this issue, and hopefully we fix it, right? But if we not, at least you have some real-time feedback of the end user. And I think the most beneficial that I believe with Coda AI is how they can utilize the Coda AI in their estimating, right? Which is the class that I'm teaching, construction estimating, and and how they navigate through it, know how to access the database
Mm-hmm.
and doing the takeoff, which hopefully that would help them in the long run. But even if not, at least I did our part to introduce them with the tools that will become very powerful. So for example, I'm running a construction company, right? So I always need to have an estimator, and I believe that Coda AI would help. Now, obviously, if I if I'm a bigger firm, I have staff, a lot of staff, estimator, senior estimator, then I can handle the job very easily. But in a sense, if I'm a smaller shop with very little employees or resources to hire
Mm-hmm.
employees, and obviously, Coda AI would help me reduce estimating time, if not substantially, if not even in half, because I don't have to generating all the platform and knowing what the square footage of the home. I can just go straight to the you
Mm-hmm.
know to the cost breakdown structure. um so in a way, it helps
Mm-hmm.
a lot by giving me a head start.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hopefully, one day it get to the level that the takeoff is at 95% accurate, and now my job is just to review and approve.
Right.
Uh, which I still think we have some way to go, but I think that day would come soon. Um, so so in short, the most um, benefits I can see Coda AI helping the general contractor is giving us a head start. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I only examine the construction estimating. I haven't really examined other part like prefab or fabrication
Mm-hmm.
detail. Um, but I think it's already good, with the construction
Amazing.
estimating.